guys, I'm back with another video. So this video is actually going to be me reacting and reading my old diary. Here it is. So I wouldn't really consider this a diary because I never did, but it was kind of like my poetry journal and I did write a lot of feelings in this. So we're going to read a little bit of it and I'm going to cringe really hard. It's going to be awkward. I gave this to my boyfriend when I moved for a while because we had to do long distance for a while, and so I gave him my poetry journal and I guess he read it in like 3 days. But he has had this photo attached to it. I look really ugly in it. Just like, look how cute he looks though. Yeah, look at him. He looks so cute. Oh, wow. Let's get right into this. Oh my gosh, okay. So this front cover, I had to like scribble out some parts like when I gave this to my boyfriend because I knew that it was going to be embarrassing. I may only be young, but that doesn't mean I have no feelings. You can say that my brain may not be fully developed. Doesn't mean I don't know the rights and wrongs. I know who I can trust and who I can't, and you are someone who I can't. Oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna like say who this was like about, but that's just so cringeworthy. Like, I don't want to read the poems in this because they're like super deep, and I used to be really good with poems. That first one wasn't a poem, it was just like the front page. I don't know why I wrote it. I don't know if I can even do this, you guys. It just gets worse. During the first 10 pages, I was like major depressed. Like, I had so many issues. This was probably like the darkest time in my entire life. Oh, this one's like one poem that like I wrote and it's probably like my best. Probably not my best, but it's a really deep poem. See, the poems I wrote didn't actually like rhyme or something. They were more just, what type of poem it's called, but it's the poem where it's basically just a short paragraph describing like feelings or like senses and stuff like that. So when you feel the pain flash through your body, when the nerves go crazy from the pressure and you gasp for air while your lungs die out, your beat stops, nothing's left but the memories of that you watch. You try to cry, but all that is left is your soul drifting away, slowly fading as you disappear. The nightmares you are forced to see come back to you after you think it's done. You're wrong. It's just started. What? Oh my gosh, okay. Sat in the cold wind as the wind crawls down my spine, down my legs, makes me shiver. I could feel the hair stick up on the back of my neck. I don't know why I put that, but then I just go like to normal person kind of. It's funny how I feel like some guys I feel are more of my dad than my real dad. They actually know me more, probably better. I'm actually able to hug them while I push my dad away. It's what he's... Apparently I didn't know how to spell 2 years ago. Even though I used to always be good with spelling and grammar and all that stuff, but I guess not right here. What he's done? It's what he's done? Okay, I just lost my voice. It's morning, so I have like I look like I legit woke up like this. I woke up like this. Flawless, babies. Tell them I look so good. Sorry, I made you watch that. As much as I dream, I'm not gonna say that, not gonna say that, not gonna say that. I'd rather have a different life, more simple but full of adventure. So when I die and my life flashes before my eyes, it'll be worth watching. But this one will just be nightmares that flash upon me while I take my last breath before my heartbeat stops and wait for the next chapter to start, as no one really knows what happens after we die. We'll just have to wait and see. I wrote this like when I wasn't even a Christian. I know where I'm going now. Back then I didn't. Once you see the light, you rush to... Okay, new poem right here. Look how filled this is. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. Like, I filled this up, bruh. Like, okay. Once you see the light, you rush to it for the fresh freedom air. But you're too late. The gate closes. You're stuck in the cage, wishing to see that light again, hoping it will come back, even though you know it won't. You still search for the breeze to show you the way. You grow and grow. Without that light, you think you can survive. You tell yourself that you can, even if you know you still can't. It still hurts, like needles are being pushed in and out of your brain. You can't find that patch of light coming out from the hole you tried to escape through. And you take that small breath before the gate closes and you know it's going to be okay. I remember what I wrote this about. I wrote this about pigs, actually. Right before pigs go to the slaughterhouse, they're in that metal cage and it's like super hot and like they're dying while they're in the cage. Like, I watched a whole like documentary about it and it like hurt me. Like, it hurt my feelings. I don't know why. Like, I was like personally offended by it. Like, maybe it's because I am a pig. So like on this side I'd write a poem, and then on this side I'd write what the poem was about. So okay. I know that the fears that I try to run away from today won't help the fears in the future, but I can sure darn well try. Someone once told me trying and never giving up is an amazing trait to have that you use well, but you also need to know when to let go. Letting go is just as important as holding on. Crap. Who told me this? I remember someone telling me this, but I can't remember who it was. Her words were completely full of wisdom, and that they are true, but it doesn't change what I believe in can change me, and what can change me if I tried hard enough. Some people you need in your life and some people you don't. For me, it hurts to lose the ones I love. Instead, I do understand that one day holding on to the past is like holding a glass of water. You have a choice to set it down on the counter, but if you don't, the longer you hold it, the more your arm starts to hurt and grow tired. But to me, setting it on the counter is just going to hurt me even more than holding on to it. But people will leave my life, and I know that. But all at once, it hurts most when you know you can't do anything about it, and it's the worst torture of all. Oh, and then on this side, I wrote quotes that I really liked, and honestly, I think most of these are from Twilight. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. I don't know who wrote that. Aww. Okay. Once I found my poetry journal, my grandma wanted me to write a poem about her. Since most of her grandchildren don't talk to her and all that much, I figured I might as well write a poem on how she always feels like a waste, lonely, and or forgotten. This did take me a little longer than usual, mainly because I actually rhymed this poem. I remember this. I was talking about my poetry journal on Facebook, and she commented. She was like, "Write a poem about me." And this woman is like super needy, like super wants attention because none of her grandkids give it to her, and like I don't talk to her anymore, and I feel kind of bad. But it's more just like I can't. It's not like I don't want to. Like, I want to talk to my grandma. I can't though. Okay, this is the poem. Gone like the wind, silent like the breeze. Although we may not be there, your life has so many keys. You may feel lonely, you might even feel like a waste, but trust me, my dearest grandma, those keys are what you want to chase. And even confusing keys gave the last 2 generations life. So grandma, don't feel like a waste just because you feel lonely and forgotten. Listen to me, grandma, for you have been saved. I did pretty good with that poem, I'm not gonna lie. Wow. Oh my gosh. And this is a poem I did about fear. And this is probably the longest poem. I'm going to read it. So I remember this was actually an assignment we had to do in class. And we had to get an emotion and make it a girl or a boy and express how that girl or boy was feeling. And their name was Fear. Fear is a girl that many people would notice. Fear, she lurks around with a hunch over her back and stares at her feet with hair in her face, in hope that no one will notice her. Anyone who tries to speak to her, she will just stare at them with innocent eyes, and her body will shake while her cold sweat drops from her forehead. Fear is the dust that stays in wait under your couch, because fear is too afraid to come out, for the light may shine too bright for her eyes are too weak to handle. Fear is many feelings wrapped in one. Fear does worry, she does get confused, but she does not have much confidence. Fear is guilt, boredom, creativity, jealousy, and most importantly, perfection. Fear is so imaginative that she can see things coming for her. She sees that face that looks at her behind the window at night. Fear is what makes us all afraid of heights or death. We all know it's coming, but we still fear it. The fear of speaking in public is what starts a wildfire in our mind, because we think we know what the audience is thinking. Everyone all has the same emotions, but if the world filled their feelings with fear, judgment, unhappiness, guilt, it would be a very depressing planet, which is a planet she would fear the most. Fear waits for the right moment to come out to scare us all into believing that that we saw in the window was actually just the branches hovering over the glass. Fear can cause so many people people to stop talking, to have anxiety and real problems that make us see things, all because of fear. Fear will not come out to talk to people. She would rather stay in her pitch black dark room, curled into a ball, and just wait for the day to be over. Fear is just like insanity. Insanity is the brother and sister at hand. No, insanity, they are brother and sister at hand and work together to make torture. Fear has one best friend, and that's loneliness. Although she likes to be alone, when they are together, they make happiness, if you would say. In the end, fear is scary. You don't want her to take control, or she will haunt you. She's in your dreams. She makes your nightmares. She's literally your worst fear. Literally. Wow. If that wasn't deep, I don't know what is. And I'm going to end it there. So see you, Little Mermaids, see you mermaids and mermen and all those other creatures and fishes and everything you guys love and all of that, guys. I love you all. If you want to, I don't know. Okay.